Welcome to Super Screens News on the R. Here are some stories making rounds at this time.
The Nigerian Senate has called on service chiefs to step aside as the country continues to grapple with security challenges. Senators made the call during the plenary on Tuesday in reaction to a motion by Senator Ali Ndume. Senator Ndume moved his motion on the back of a recent ambush of soldiers in Katsina and the alleged voluntary resignation of many soldiers. If the trend continues, Senator Ndume expects that there will be dire consequences for the country. Despite his concerns about the security situation, Senator Ndume did not call for dismissal of the service chiefs, neither did he demand they should step aside.
The Senate notes with concern the various reports of casualties among the Nigerian Army and other security agencies. The Senate further notes that just recently, 24 soldiers were ambushed and killed along Damboa-Maiduguri Road in Borno State. 19 were wounded and 9 were declared missing in action. The Senate is disturbed that in Katsina again, about 20 soldiers were also ambushed and killed, while several others were wounded. The number of civilian casualties is not known. The Senate appreciates the sacrifice of our armed forces in the fight against insurgency, banditry, and protection of territorial integrity of Nigeria and several other security assignments given to them. The Senate is concerned that if the trend continues, it will have serious implications on the fight against insurgency, banditry, and other forms of criminality in the country.
The call for them to step aside was made following an additional prayer to his motion in the course of the deliberation.
So, Mr. President, I support this motion and I plead that we do not take things for granted any longer in Nigeria. Because it's gotten the point, I'm sure you're aware, that last week they said some soldiers deserted the army. When it gets to the point where soldiers who are trained to fight and possibly die decide to leave their command, then we have a problem. And I think this is time for us to be more decisive in dealing with this situation.
Is the resignation of over 200 soldiers. This shows the level of disaffection and disenchantment in the front lines, and to that extent calls for an urgent scrutiny by the Senate of not only the strategic, the tactical and operational details of operations by the armed forces, and also the fact that
prayer by Senator Francis Father Onsisai. Those against any? Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. I think the spirit of this motion, is that our armed forces are trying very hard. Just like the president said, the good is still not enough, but we need to continue to encourage them. We need to continue to provide for them. We need to continue to provide for them. They lay their lives on behalf of all of us. And of course, it's very sad that some of them are deserting, alleged to have deserted Dua Front. We need to get to the bottom of this. This, our joint committee, should be able to find out the facts about this allegation of over 200 deserting Dua Front. And of course, those that are dead will observe a minute's silence, but let me also convey our condolences to our armed forces and the families of those that have lost their loved ones.
The upper chamber urged federal government to urgently intensify the provision of modern equipment to enhance the operational capacities of armed forces. It also mandated the Joint Committee of the Senate on Army, Air Force, Navy, Interior, National Security and Nigerian Police to receive briefing on the state affairs of the security agencies. President Muhammadu Buhari has sent the 2021 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper to the Nigerian Senate. This paves ways to submission of the 2021 budget. The announcement was made by President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan upon resuming of the plenary on Tuesday. The MTEF/FSP document was forwarded to the National Assembly for consideration and approval.
Senate President, submission of the FGN 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. It is with pleasure that I forward the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper MTEF-FSP for the kind consideration and approval of the distinguished Senate. Let me seize this opportunity to express my deep gratitude for the cooperation, support and commitment of the leadership and distinguished members of the Senate in our collective efforts to sustain the restoration of the January-December financial year. In line with our commitment, we have worked very hard to achieve an earlier submission of the MTEF-FSP. This is to allow the National Assembly enough time to perform its important constitutional duty of reviewing the framework. I herewith forward the 2021-2023 MTEF-FSP, as the 2021 budget of the federal government will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2021-2023 MTEF-FSP. I seek the cooperation of the National Assembly for expeditious legislative action on the submission.
The Senate also on Tuesday received another request from President Buhari for the confirmation of Dr. Chukwuemeka Chukwu as Residential Electoral Commissioner representing Abia State. Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, announced the appointment of Ibrahim El Ladan as acting clerk of Senate during the plenary. According to him, Ladan was appointed acting clerk of the Senate on Friday, 17th day of July 2020. The presidency has come out to say that the resolution of the Nigerian Senate calling on service chiefs to resign or be sacked due to the multi-pronged security challenges in the country is uncalled for. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, made this call in a statement made available to Superscreen News. Adesina further said that the presidency notes the resolution and reiterates that appointment or sack of service chiefs is a presidential prerogative, and President Muhammadu Buhari, in his capacity as a Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, will do what is in the best interest of the country at all times. The Nigerian Customs Service, Kwara State Command, has said ablaze seized expired consumable worth over 12 million naira. The items include 927 bags of foreign rice, 123 bags of semolina of 10 kg each, 25 bags of semolina of 5 kg each, and 35 cartons of Mama Dove vegetable oil. Addressing newsmen at the command office in Ilorin, the controller, Kwara Area Command, Comptroller Ahmed Hussein, noted that the seized goods were certified not fit for both human and animal consumption by relevant authorities. Hussein maintained that duty paid value of the unfit good is 12,877,300.
Today, a total number of 927 bags of foreign rice, 123 bags of semolina of 10 kg each, 25 bags of semolina of 5 kg each, and 35 cartons of Mamado vegetable oil with duty paid value of 12,877,300 naira, certified not fit for both human and animal consumption by relevant authorities, will be destroyed.
He stressed further that Area Command has so far generated sum of 4,748,270,365 naira 34 kobo and remitted to Federation account.
I make bold to say that since my assumption of office here in Kwara Area Command, under my watch, we have so far generated the sum of 4,748,270,365 naira 34 kobo and remit the same to the federal government account.
Relatedly, one of the stakeholders present at the scene of the destroyed goods, State Coordinator of Standard Organization of Nigeria, SONS, Esther Okun, wants smugglers to desist from the illegal business.
This time around, the Nigerian Customs, Kwara State Area Command is doing it, and they have come out to tell Nigerians that bringing in substandard products, like the ones that are being destroyed today, worth over 12 million, is not good even for our own economy. It's not good for the health of Nigerian consumers. It's not good for anybody. That we should all desist from going for this type of business.
The federal government says the partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos State begins from Friday midnight, July 24th, 2020 to January 23rd, 2021. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, announced this on Tuesday at the press briefing in Abuja. Fashola stated that between 2015 and 2019, the government undertook a survey of all the bridges in Nigeria to determine their conditions and the urgencies of repairs that should be done on them. He added that some were critical, others were less critical, and the Third Mainland Bridge is one of those bridges. The House of Representatives has asked the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, not to release any funds to the Public Works Program of the federal government if it will breach due process. The House has also asked President Muhammadu Buhari to direct the Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, to follow due process by ensuring that the National Directorate of Employment, NDE, takes the charge of employment progress of the Public Works Program. This followed the motion of urgent public importance raised by the Deputy Minority Leader, Toby Okechukwu, on Tuesday during the plenary. Operatives of the Lagos State Police Command on enforcement of ban on interstate non-essential travel have intercepted 10 luxurious buses with 150 passengers. The passengers were arrested while traveling out of Lagos to various destinations in the northern and eastern states of Nigeria at midnight, thereby violating curfew order imposed by the federal government. According to a statement from the Office of the State Police Public Relations Officer, Bala Elkanah, the 150 passengers have been arraigned before a Lagos State Special Offences Mobile Court and are awaiting sentencing. The British High Commission in Nigeria says visa application centers in the country will open July 28th. The Commission noted that Nigerians hoping to visit the UK could do so once international flights resume. The British High Commission gave this update via its Twitter handle. The federal government had in March shut the country's airspace to domestic and international flights as part of the measures to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. The President Muhammadu Buhari has met with former President Goodluck Jonathan at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to a statement from Special Assistant on Media to the President, Femi Adesina, the meeting centered on the crisis in Mali, for which the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, saddled former President Goodluck Jonathan with the responsibility of restoring peace. The former president was at the State House, Abuja, in company with the President of ECOWAS Commission, Jane Claudia Cassi-Brow. British lawmakers slammed the government for failing to look into possible Russian meddling in UK politics, particularly the divisive 2016 Brexit referendum, as they released a long-awaited report into the issue. The documents by Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee (ISC) had been expected to shed light on possible Kremlin interference in the landmark vote that saw Britain leave the European Union. But MP says they were unable to come to any firm conclusions because the current government or its predecessor had not ordered any investigation, owing to an apparent lack of curiosity. The federal government has proposed 12.66 trillion as aggregate expenditure for the 2021 fiscal year on a deficit of 5.16 trillion. It will be partly financed by a total loan package of 4.28 trillion, while the rest will be from internally generated revenues. The proposals were contained in the 2020 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper presented to the National Assembly by the President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday. The proposal targets 481.41 billion as statutory transfers, 5.75 trillion as recurrent expenditure, 3.33 trillion for capital expenditures, and 3.12 trillion for debt servicing. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says the addition of players to the club's rank in January is key to their chase for Champions League qualification. United bought Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon from around £47 million in January and also secured a loan deal for Ihal from Chinese side Shanghai Shenhua. Both players have settled well at United, with Fernandes playing at the heart of United's midfield, while Ihal has scored 5 goals in 15 appearances for the Red Devils.
That's it on Super Screen News on the Hour. A big thank you for watching. Stay tuned to other interesting programs right here on Super Screen Television. For more information, follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Superscreen TV NG, or watch our YouTube live streams on Superscreen Live TV, or visit our website at www.superscreen.tv.